This week, we're exploring Moab, Utah. Follow along as we take a long shortcut, see some arches, and two trucks get stuck in the snow, with Flight of the Crow's Wing and the back road capered. In the last episode, we made it safely out of Bobby's Hole after visiting the Canyonlands. This road led us to Ruin Park Road, so we got to check out some really cool ruins dating back to about 1200 CE.
He ruins it!
The construction quality of these dry-laid stone buildings is quite impressive, and way above my skill level. As we explore the back roads, we're always on the lookout for campsites, things to see, and interesting views, like this overlook.
This was the view down into the Salt Creek Canyon area. It was very pretty and looked like a great place to explore. Maybe later when we have more time.
This road led us to a parking lot where we could air up our tires and take pictures of pretty, pretty flowers. This one is a sago lily. We weren't quite finished exploring for the day, so we decided to search out a new campsite, somewhere closer to Moab. On iOverlander, we found the Yellow Circle Road. It's a popular area for RV campers, but we were able to find a nice private spot well away from the crowds. By this point, it was late in the evening, but Beth and I managed to get down to the teardrop at the cow pasture camp, pack up, and get all the way back to the Yellow Circle Road by dark.
Well, actually, it was long after dark. We were in such a rush to pack up camp that we hadn't eaten dinner, but by the time we got to camp, Jay had a nice warm meal waiting for us. Thanks, Jay.
This site is high enough in elevation to give us a beautiful view of Moab and the vicinity. That night, this really spooky string of lights appeared in the sky, floating towards us from the west. We thought it might be aliens, but it turns out it's Elon Musk and his Starlink network. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were arches literally across the road from our campsite. So what do? We drive to them. We figured we'd take an easy day and hopped on the Behind the Rocks four-wheel drive trail and went to visit the Moab Rim Arch.
The road was a little bit rough, but not bad considering what we've been through on Elephant Hill, so nothing we couldn't handle.
Pongo sounds like a cheap mattress in a bad motel. Further up the road is the Tuck Arch. Tuck Arch is really cool, accessible by a nice little hike up the hill, and it's got a great view of the surrounding area.
Its name means where the sun sets last or lingers.
There's two arches in one. Two arches in one. Looks good. Yep. To your left. Oh, perfect. Keep going. Keep going. You did it. That was perfect.
It's a great place to spend time with friends and meet some new ones. With 2 more arches in the vicinity to go see, we hiked back down the hill of the truck, conferred with our maps. We were going to head to Balcony Arch and Picture Frame Arch. The long way takes us back down to the freeway and then up.
But I found a route that seemed more direct. A shortcut. And as always, the guys followed the route I picked.
And everyone knows shortcuts are always cool.
That's what I call a serious four-wheeler.
As the afternoon wore on, the road got worse and worse. We spent a lot of time spotting each other over obstacles.
Some spotters just seem to have a natural ballet-like grace.
We're just gonna start dropping turn
Parts
back.
of the road turned out to be even more technical than Elephant Hill.
No, good,
This
good,
section
good.
was
Stay,
particularly
stay, stay.
difficult.
Come on. Alright, you slide. Down. There you go.
It certainly wasn't my best route planning. God, Dad.
A serious four-wheeler.
We were halfway to our goal of Picture Frame Arch, but we were doing well, with only minor damage to the vehicles, like I broke a taillight. And then we came to this. It's called the High Dive, and people actually drive down this road, and we all figured bad things would happen if we tried. So we doubled back to another access road.
3 hours later.
And we made it! Our shortcut only added 2.5 hours.
Balcony arch.
The arches in this area are really, really cool. Just make sure you've got big tires and lots of clearance if you take the shortcut.
Say spectacular again, dear.
Spectacular!
The big circle.
This is the arch.
Back at camp, we tried to relax with the sounds of the high voltage power lines overhead. I guess every camp has its quirks. This one had sparks.
After the workout from the day before's arch hunting, we decided to take it easy and take a short hike to another arch.
This was the Brumley Arch Trail and the Manti-La Sal National Forest, and it features an arch and a waterfall. This one took us through a beautiful aspen grove. Darling buds of May. These were Utah serviceberries.
A pleasant hike with interesting stream crossings.
And the sound of birdsong in the air.
Careful there, Jay. The trail led down to a really cool waterfall. We're high enough up in elevation that there's ice Look, a waterfall. It's iced over.
Walk it or crawl it like a kid?
I would crawl it like a kid, but you know, that's me.
I walked it, but no one videotaped that.
You know the rules. If it's not on film, it didn't happen.
And just a short walk downstream from the waterfall, an arch. Brumley Arch.
Arch. That way is the water.
Of course, Jay risked life and limb to get the best photograph. And the wildflowers were all starting to bloom. And the butterflies were all a-twitter.
A flitter?
We decided that if the waterfall was partially frozen, there must be snow higher up in elevation. So, up the mountain we drove. We headed up to the Geyser Pass summit, which tops out at 10,600 feet. And yep, we found snow.
After the pass, we continued up a road that seemed to be open.
I was hoping he'd climb up higher. He stopped.
Jay spent time trying to be Superman, all for the gram.
Hashtag Taco Tuesday.
Nearing the top, we found a nice little spot for lunch, overlooking a quaint little meadow.
And we got to play in the snow.
Yep. So Jay pulled his truck up onto the snow to get a pretty picture of it, and now he's stuck.
It's all about the content.
Content.
He's holding the strap up so it doesn't get muddy.
Wow, that's a really long strap.
Yay!
It was so beautiful here, we decided we needed to see what was on up this trail.
We headed on up the road, climbing higher and higher and higher until...
Well, luckily we were coming this way.
Well, that's then that's what I thought. Have you got on this road?
I mean, we
It's gonna come here.
well, actually after lunch we talked about turning around or going forward, and we decided to go forward.
The Max tracks were no match for the stuck Raptor.
Yep.
This was going to need a good yank. Don't let that toe strap get muddy.
We turned around here. The road above got a little too narrow for our tastes.
We were a little more cautious today after what happened yesterday.
The Raptor driver told us about some really cool campsites off of Willow Springs Road, and that Willow Springs Road can take you into Arches National Park. So we packed up camp and moved one more time. This one was really cool.
You say everything is cool, but it was very nice.
After setting up our campsite, we drove on into Arches National Park and then visited an arch.
We arrived early to make sure we got in. The park becomes full as early as 7 o'clock in the morning, so you gotta be up early if you're going to make it in.
This is where other YouTubers wax all poetical about the stunning beauty of the landscape. But just look for yourselves. It's breathtaking. I am nowhere near eloquent enough to put words to this. This lady probably watches thousands of hikers every day.
7 a.m.
This is the Twisted Donut Arch. You arrived at it right before you get to Delicate Arch. It frames Delicate Arch perfectly.
Twisted Donut Arch to Delicate Arch.
It's so fragile looking. The following day, we took the Willow Springs Road into Arches National Park, avoiding the lines at the main entrance. This road passes by the Willow Springs Dinosaur Track site.
It is a good road, but probably not suitable for anything but high clearance vehicles.
These tracks were put down by a theropod dinosaur about 150 million years ago. Our goal today was to pick up the trail to the Tower Arch. Your average Arches tourist hikes to this one.
Or you can use your four-wheel drive truck to cut off a few miles. We also passed a couple of tours that were in progress. Apparently you can hire somebody else to do the driving for you. Once at the parking area, a short hike takes you to the Tower Arch.
And the Tower Arch is big enough to provide shade for lunch on a hot day.
And a nap. Finished seeing an arch. Tower Arch. Tower looks like a lonely cow. And then over here, right there, you found Parallel Arch. Parallel Arch. And there's the mighty arch hunter now. Looking for more arches. We have 1,998 more to find.
Searching for arches is a whale of a good time. So of course we had to continue looking for more.
The Eye of the Whale. This arch was voted by the group as our most favoritist arch because we had it all to ourselves the whole time we were there, and it was a great place to rest in a cool shade. Can you touch the arch?
I can touch the arch.
Cool.
What are you doing, Jay? Please tell me you have the camera facing out instead of in.
Gotta put a selfie in it.
I guess.
Is he?
Not down there, you have to get out of my picture. Ready?
Yes.
Eating.
You can do it, Jay! I actually convinced him to give me the keys to his truck in case he didn't make it back. That gave him incentive to get back.
He'd offer you a hand, but that would be cheating.
You never learn if you don't make it up on your own.
Good.
Spectacular.
We'd heard secondhand that you could see the Milky Way through the Delicate Arch. So we went back to camp, went to bed early, and woke up at 1 a.m. to do a nighttime hike. It was pretty dang cool. Our cameras are not good for nighttime photography. Amateurs. This is what we managed to do. And this is what a professional photographer can do.
In this one, he actually captured the shadow of the arch in the moonlight.
From Delicate Arch, as tired as we were from staying up all night, we drove up to the Devil's Garden trailhead to visit Tunnel Arch and Pine Tree Arch. Jay took the long route and went to Landscape Arch. I wonder how they figured out the name for this one.
Naming 2,000 arches is a lot of work. We went back to the parking area and sat and watched a raven and some kids.
Bro, he's doing illegal things. He's littering.
They were both very entertaining.
Back at camp, and it was time for a well-earned rest and a wonderful dinner.
We found a bunch of steaks on sale after Labor Day and we couldn't resist buying a few.
And if you're not putting escargot in your mashed potatoes, you ain't living right.
After dinner, we sat, digested, and made plans for the next few days. Looks like it was going to get pretty hot. We were going to have to move, but at least we could have one last beautiful sunset.
Thank you for watching this video.
And remember, if you love someone, bring them flowers.
Like, no, my home is this way. Like, God damn it. The problem of life.
And if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your aunts. Aunts.
And please hit the like button.
I thought this video was really cool.